we are here with Malloy, who is, I guess, would it be called the artist of the project, or what's your official title? What should we give you?
Yeah, 3D artist, designer. Um, yeah, ideas guy.
So Malloy is very, very deeply entrenched in Decentraland. So one of the things we wanted to do, in addition to our announcement of what we're doing in Decentraland, is just take a dive because for me as a project lead, Malloy comes to me with some great ideas because he knows more about Decentraland than I do. So he's like, here's what we can do. Here's some of the things that we can accomplish. And he pitches it to me, and then we decide what to do with his team or what not to do. And I've learned a lot from dealing with this process that is not something that like the mainstream doesn't know. Like us as an end user, as a community user, we don't really know what it takes to make assets in Decentraland, and we don't understand what it is to curate assets in Decentraland, what it means to get assets approved, what it means to get them minted, and what it just means for the general ecosystem of Decentraland, and what does that look like. We know it's a decentralized metaverse, but what does that mean, right? So Malloy's been just a great insight for us and a really good partner to help the Vogu get involved in Decentraland. And so in addition to our announcement of what we're doing in Decentraland, and Malloy's been just dying to show everybody the stuff he's been working on for the last few months, I wanted to take the time as like do an educational session and let people learn a lot of the stuff that they may have questions of or things you didn't know, because a lot of the stuff we've had to wait for or push for is, I think, like, I don't know, it's like groundbreaking, Malloy, would you say?
I would say it's definitely paving the future.
Yeah, paving the way or pathfinding or
Yeah.
however. Yeah. So, and Malloy's just really helped us with that. So there's been things we wanted to do, and it didn't fit perfectly with what Decentraland was, maybe allowing at the time. So then Malloy went through his journey to help us accomplish the level of integration that we wanted. So that's what he's here to talk about. So with that, Malloy, I guess I'll let you get started on your pitch. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you.
Uh, well, hold on.
Yeah,
I'll preface it real quick with one thing saying there is visual aspects to this presentation. I'm sure Malloy will share on that. But currently,
yeah.
we are going to operate in the community amphitheater for the vocal portion of it, and then towards the end, we will transition to the lounge and stream right under where he can share his screen, and everybody can view that, and he can walk you through the visual side of it. So that will be towards the end, just to let everybody know.
Yeah, thanks.
Cool.
Sorry.
All right, now you go.
No, no worries. All right. Yeah. So my name's Malloy. I've been I guess, a long-standing community member of the Vogu. Absolutely love the community. I love the project. I love the art. I love Jason. So, yeah, it's been pretty wild. It's been a wild journey. And when I first came across Vogu, I just, I looked at the art and I thought, goddamn, like this could be an amazing world, and I'm all about world building and I love getting carried away. I do get carried away with ideas a lot. And I looked at the designs, all the designs that Jason's drawn, and I thought, this, there is a system here. And my background's in game dev, technical pipelines, all of that kind of stuff. Worked on loads of different games, loads of different titles, outsourcing, all of that kind of stuff. And I've just got the kind of like the knowledge and the know-how to apply technical pipeline logic to creating final in-game assets. So I saw the designs for Vogu and I thought, oh my god, like we can deconstruct this and we would be able to make an assembly pipeline. And this is the crazy thing. So I'd been around DCL for a while. I got nominated and I became curator. So I go through the technical pipeline stuff with all of the wearables, all of that kind of stuff. And I got talking to other community members and I came across some like amazing guys, got talking about ideas and yeah, I just one thing, just to like divert a little bit, the talent in the space is actually phenomenal. Like the NFT space is one of the most crazy magnetic places for loads of different, creatives, developers, designers, programmers, like, and bringing us all together, like to create these projects and these arts, like this art has just been, it's just been a wild ride. Like, yeah, anyway,
Can you
hopefully you guys,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. Can you give a shout out to if they want to be named? It's okay if they don't want to be named. But yeah, give a shout
um,
out to the dev team.
yeah, absolutely. So I work with a phenomenal dev team. They are very mysterious, but they are also among us right now. They are wonderful guys, and they are headed by Morris Mustang. How We Doing, and Zoo. And Zoo, notably, he runs the MetaZoo in Decentraland, one of the best hangout spots. And these guys, they just, I'm very humbled. Like, I'm humbled by the creatives in the space because I came to them with an idea. They probably didn't know whether I could, pull off the artwork or do any of the things that I said. And they kind of trusted me. And I pitched the idea to these guys, and they went away. They did research with things that they hadn't touched before, but their sheer brilliance and their, what would you say, their experience, they managed to pull this off. And I'm actually really excited to show you guys because this was it was like watching magic. Like magic happened before me. Like it was crazy. But yeah, I digress. The what was I saying before I got into the Decentraland stuff?
You are a curator.
Yes, yeah.
Kind of position.
Yeah, so I got nominated as a curator, working in, basically every time a wearable is submitted to the Decentraland marketplace or to the store, I have to go through and check all of the technical parameters. And I don't want to bore you guys with that kind of stuff, but it's just a process of going through like a checklist, checking everything savvy, and it's mainly to help with performance. It's never really anything about aesthetic. So yeah. It's a rewarding job on some days, not so rewarding job on others, but it's been really sort of fun to help people who are new to 3D, sort of like help walk them through the steps that they may not know to get to B from A, and it's very rewarding in that respect. What was I going to say? There was something on the top of my mind. Yeah, I think this is one of those things that's probably best shown. So I'll save that for later. I'll save the whole, that side of things. I'm kind of I've lost.
Showing everything.
I know. I apologize.
No.
Originally, we were doing a whole visual thing, and then we realized that you can't share your screen in the amphitheater, so it kind of screwed up Malloy's ideas. So I'll kind of we can position it like a Q&A with me as a host. So why don't you walk people through, like, when someone has a project idea and they want to create a wearable for Decentraland, how easy could that be, but also how hard can that be?
I think this depends. If you're an experienced 3D artist, it's very, very easy. And I think the biggest challenges comes to people who are new to 3D and they're not so familiar with different technical pipelines. And also, I guess, like business owners, brand owners, people like that coming into the space, trying to bring their IP into the metaverse as a product. That's probably one of the hardest challenges. I mean, if you're not a 3D artist or familiar with video game asset pipelines, how do you enter this space? How do you create a product? So I've given this advice numerous amounts of times to different businesses, and I think the win here is you have to go seek out the talent and pay experienced artists to do this, because if you're inexperienced and you're following tutorials and stuff like that and you don't really have a grasp of the technical, the 3D sort of knowledge, it will take you a long time. You won't be satisfied with the results, and also it will take a long time in order for the asset to get approved because of the different technical requirements. So if you are a business owner, I don't know if I imagine there's a lot of entrepreneurs in the audience, but yeah, pay artists to make the assets. It's a lot faster. You'll get higher quality, and if money is what you're after, you'll make the money. So that's kind of the that's the vibe.
Yeah, and that's what the NFT space is about, paying artists, right? So start. Awesome. So let's say, and I guess one of the cool ways that we can maybe walk through it, and I think it may have been something that you were working on doing visually, but I think that the process where we went through, like, is it possible to do it, is a lot of things that people wouldn't understand, right?
Oh yeah.
Maybe first share what it is that you're doing.
Well,
ooh.
I think we could start, because I think that it's important to start from the beginning, because any project, we're all in 28 projects, as much as I like to talk only about Vogu, we're all in a lot of projects, right? So any project that is going to go to Decentraland is going to follow, I would think, Malloy, pretty similar path that we took, right?
Yeah.
But they may stop at some point because of the difficulties that they run into, or they may think it's not worth it. We kept going and pushed. So I think it's fun to be like, this is the process we took, and then get into the things where it kind of peaked a little bit in terms of like, I don't want to say pushback, Malloy, but like we hit a roadblock and we had to do
Yeah,
something, right?
yeah. So I'll go over that a little bit now, and then I'll definitely pick that back up when I'm doing the screen share because it's a lot. Yeah, it'll be a lot clearer when I show it off. But basically, Decentraland has kind of some hard technical limits. You can't have more than 1,500 triangles for an asset to enter into the game space, and those triangles get abused real quick, especially when you've got a lot of cylindrical assets like the old Vogu do. So, yeah, it's when I first started out in the research and the development, seeing what we could achieve and to the highest quality, those triangles get used up real quick. And if you try and strip them back, I hate to say it, but our beloved Vogus start to they start to look like Lego. So I kind of wanted to try and push the limits on that. And one of the things that, what would you say, I came to the realization is that when you're making like a helmet that uses 1,500 triangles, when you're using a helmet, you're removing, all of the accessories, the eyewear, the hats, all of the other things. And this wasn't currently taken into consideration in the background of the technical requirements to make an asset and submit an asset for Decentraland. So I actually created a pitch document with my business partner, and we pitched it to the foundation, and it actually got approved. So what we're going to be doing now, as I'm on the curation team, we're going to be updating the curation standards on the wearable. So eventually everyone, all wearable creators, all business owners, will be able to publish more high quality assets based on those parameters. And we're talking up to 4,000 triangles as opposed to 1,500. So as a byproduct of this project, Traxy, we have actually changed, the future of Decentraland in that aspect. So yeah, it's pretty wild.
I think that's some of the really exciting things, because a lot of, I've always said it as a project, right? Like there's a level that we want to execute at, and if we can't execute at that level, sometimes it's just not worth doing. And
100, yeah.
Decentraland, right? And you
100%.
were totally on board with that, and you were not trying to push through. You have the same personal feeling, so you weren't trying to push through anything. But to see like the technical limitations that we ran into, and then the fact that like we were able to, pave the way to increase the quality of what we could deliver, but now it's for everyone, right? Like that's so exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be wild, because at the moment, it's frustrating having to tell people, sorry, we can't accept this at the moment. And at the moment, that's the worst part. But eventually, you're going to see Decentraland flourish. There are going to be so many high quality wearables coming out, especially when we drop this new guideline update. It's going to be exciting, especially into this new year. Yeah, I'm quite excited to show you guys how it looks, because I'm gonna, I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but I think these are one of the nicest looking assets in Decentraland, and it's going to be pretty wild to get them into your hands. Yeah.
The other thing that we really helped push forward, and we won't take all the credit, but I like taking credit for things. One of the
I think I know what you're going to say. No. So let me. Is it the secondary sale royalties?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is just. I happen to be in the fortunate position where I'm able to talk directly to the developers, and there was a proposal put through the DAO that got accepted, and there was this moment where we're talking about with this project and the Vogu, we're talking about the business and how things were going to pan out and all that kind of stuff. And I mentioned it to one of the devs, and they were like, "What proposal?" It like slipped them by, and it was upon kind of like reminding them, and then following up on that, because we wanted to make sure that all of this could be rounded off with our project. That's also gone full circle, and also with the help of the team that I'm working with, we kind of got that to the forefront, and now everyone the store's amazing. Like I just checked out the new UI. If you're going to be publishing wearables in Decentraland, it's phenomenal. You get to see how many royalties you've made, how many sales. You get updated for each sale retroactively in a chronological order. It's awesome. And we can't take full credit for that. It was the community.
No.
But we did nudge it. It was just a little nudge. That's the.
Like, to give everyone, because I think this is big, and again, this is we talk as much about Decentraland and just as much as Vogu, but it can be separate, but like it's very big for Decentraland creators, because when me and Malloy were first talking about the things that we could do in Decentraland, we talked about it from a creative standpoint, and then we also talked about it from a business standpoint. And I had some business concerns because, and I guess as little as a month ago, if you were a creator for Decentraland and you created wearables, and correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't receive any secondary sales, like any royalties on the secondary sales.
You did not? No.
So, and that's Web3, right? Like that's a big part of the NFT space.
Yeah, it's kind of the standard across all other art platforms. So
right.
Very, very happy. I'm very stoked for every wearable artist out there now.
So when Malloy had mentioned that to me, it was like, well, why would we, as a business or as a creator, why would you create things in Decentraland? Because like you're just limiting yourself with these royalties. Like that just seems like a bad thing. So Malloy had let me know about this proposal that they were putting together, and I was like, well, if that goes through, like then we'll consider doing it. So
thank you.
I like to consider that Malloy's pushing was what did it, and then I'll take credit for Malloy's pushing.
Yeah. Let's agree to disagree. I think the community and I think it's a joint effort of every single creative, and it's creating these waves, these ripples into things that are affecting other people in a positive way. Like it's beautiful.
Yeah, and that's what's exciting for me, and that's why I wanted to have this like talk so that people could understand that it's not as straightforward as just making a wearable or two for Decentraland. So what I'd like to do before we jump into, because I don't want to keep everyone here at Saturday night, people need to go play the new ranked season of League of Legends, or they need to
I lost both games earlier, so...
Yeah, I don't know if we get into it. I'm doing terrible. So I'd like to maybe open up the floor for some questions that are more generally targeted for Decentraland. Like maybe you have some ideas for wearables and you're not sure how to go about it, or Malloy's an expert in Decentraland. It could literally be like, where do I hang out? What's a cool place to go to? So I'd like to open it up for some questions. So just feel free to raise your hand or request to speak. Christian will bring you up onto the stage, and then we'll talk and we'll chat, answer some generic questions. And then if there's no questions, we'll move over to the lounge and stream room where Malloy will share his screen and we'll finally reveal what we've been working on for the last few
months. Awesome. Yes. Let's do it.
And I see no requests, which is like everyone's probably just like...
well, everybody's probably dying to see what's been talked about.
Cool. All right. And we can still take questions. Just use the, if you guys can, just use the voice text channel. Did we open that, Christian, to everybody?
Voice text channel right above.
Yeah. So just use the voice text channel when we move into the lounge stream room, and then put your questions and comments or whatever in there, and share your thoughts, because I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Yeah, please do, honestly.
Yeah.
Cool, let's roll.
Feedback. So yeah, let's switch over to the lounge and stream room.
Yep.
And
All we ask is you guys be respectful of everybody's mics being on and stuff. I don't want to have to mute everybody if I don't have to. But other than that.
How's it all going? Oh, here we go.
Alright, Malloy.
Let's rock and roll.
Let's hope we don't hit a viewer count here.
Just going to wait a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's a way for me to mirror your screen, because I know that only 50 people can view one screen at a time.
Yeah, that would be cool. All right. Let's have a little... Shall I boot it up? See what happens?
Yep. Start it up.
All right, let's go. Can you see everything all right, guys?
Yep, you're up.
Can you see what's up? Alrighty. Yeah, this is crazy. I think, this is the first time some of you are going to be seeing what I've been working on.
You've been dying for this.
I know, this is
wild. If you have any issues viewing, please just send a message in voice text, and we'll try to figure it out.
All right. So first of all, guys, if you haven't seen this is the editor for the wearables. As you can see, we've got the thumbnail of our cowway up here, and this is what the cowway looks like. he says, whilst it doesn't work. Let me just refresh that. Wow.
Give me your seed praise.
Here we go. There we are, guys. Oh, something funky going on with the old mic.
I got it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can anyone else hear that, or am I?
Nope, you're good.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. I need to. You're good.
Yeah.
I can hear a mic or something like there's something crazy
Yeah,
going
I
on.
think it was Boogie's mic was picking up. I just.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, so here we are, guys. This is the reveal. This is the Cowway, and yeah, this is like my baby. It's been pretty wild working on this, and the details for Decentraland. Like, I mean, let's just, if I disable it, you can see there's a big difference, like in what you get there. So I'm actually going to go one step further, and I'll show you guys what it looks like in the world. Oh.
Who we got? I got him.
All right.
We're good.
You have to be vigilantly on the mute button. Like,
yeah, we're good. We're all living our own lives.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, this is so
I'll
talk.
Go ahead and talk about the heads a little bit.
Yeah, so I'll talk a little bit about the R&D on this, and like we were saying earlier, I think quality. What drew me into Vogu obviously was the quality of the designs, the drawings, what you guys were about. You guys weren't just promising the world, and it's more so. It's a solid project that I believe in, and I want to do Vogu justice. I want to do the holders justice, and when I was designing this, and I think I sent you guys over whilst I was working on it, work in progress, screenshots, all of this kind of stuff, and I kind of, I'm very grateful to you guys as well, because I think most people want results real fast, and you gave me like a little leeway. You gave me a week extra here and there to work on these things, to work on research and development, and as a byproduct of that, we came to this. So as you can see, look, here's your Tars walking around in Decentraland. Oh, if it doesn't lag, here we go. You guys seeing this all right?
Obviously, everyone's speechless.
yeah, muted. Yeah, here we go. So as you can see, got this kind of like LED effect going on, and all of the details of the Cowway as well, because the Cowway is incredibly detailed and high resolution in details. So it was important to get all of that in there.
How many times did you have to go back and skim it down?
I don't know if I showed you guys, but I've approached this about 4 or 5 different ways, and we finally settled on this way to get the results. So let me just do some running around. Let's see if this open up. Nope. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, this is it. It's wild, and there are actually 4 others, but I'm not going to reveal those just yet. So let me just back out of here.
Do you want to get into what the project will be?
Yeah, absolutely. I was kind of hoping we could have this foray of Q&A about all of this and get the community involved with questions and all these wild, what can you do kind of things. But yeah, the project that we're going ahead with is we're going to bring out.
Yeah, hey,
hold on.
Even if
No worries.
I'm not delivering, man.
Got it. We're good.
Okie dokie. Sorry, buddy, if you were talking to me.
If you do have a question, put it in voice text, and we'll monitor that and go from there.
Awesome. Yeah. So what we're working on is we're working on the five the brand figureheads of the Vogu. So we've got the Cowway, the Centurion, the Patrician, the Ongo, and the Core. And all of these are going to be coming out in the exact same quality, the exact same style. And there is an importance to the style as well, which is what I'm going to cover next. I'm just going to show you guys, earlier when I was saying that we're helping improve the remit of what you can push in Decentraland, this was part of our internal pitching document. And this is what we showed to Decentraland internal devs from a technical standpoint. So here's, the Cowway, here's the helm, here's all the triangles in use versus what it's like to combine all of the different things versus your technical draw calls. And I won't bore you guys with the technical theory of 3D, so but this is kind of like what we were talking about. And the reason this looks the way it does and the way we're able to do it with just one texture is because we use a very intuitive way of unwrapping. And what that means is basically allocating pixel information to the surface of 3D geometry. So here we go. Let me just open that up for you guys. So this is one of the craziest color swatch palette and seeing what you can do to get the best results possible. So looking at the original design by Jason, you can see that there are all of these lovely like soft gradients. Like we've got these soft gradients coming across the front. And I wanted to get all of these details in there. I wanted to, not really sacrifice that integral element of the style. So what I did was I created this, almost like a texture map with these different gradient effects on. And what you can do is you'll see here that if...
Oh no!
He cuts out.
His computer just boom.
Well,
we lost him completely.
He's there.
Oh
back.
dear. Oh dear. Okay, let me do that up again. Maybe, is there a better way? Like maybe Twitch next time. Here we go.
Yeah, Twitch next time for sure.
Yeah. So what I was talking about was basically you're able to create these UV islands, and what you can do is you can just kind of like you can apply them to these gradients. So it's a very like resource friendly way of creating these styles. So every one of these gradients that you see here is just using these gradients in different ways to create those different effects. And this, this takes a lot longer to make. And on top of that, the way of making this asset, I would never, as like a professional 3D artist, I would never approach making an asset this way. This is a completely unique way that we've had to be as high quality as it is in Decentraland. So yeah, this is the technical breakdown of this asset. I hope you guys are impressed because it's a lot of labor of love. And the reason that we had to do it this way is because we did a proof of concept, and this is the first thing that we did with you guys. We proof of concepted a method of assembly that can rebuild every single one of your Vogus. So if you imagine, you've got like 5 or 6 different Vogu in your wallet, you'll be able to walk around Decentraland with that identity. So as you can see here, boom. And we did it. This is to me this is what I'm most proud about, because this is what I wanted to do for you guys. When I saw the designs, I was like, this is what we can bring to the metaverse. We can bring everyone's designs in, and this is I'm actually so stoked. This is crazy to finally show you guys, because this is one of the first things that we did. Yeah, it's wild, eh? It's wild.
Project-wise, how's that apply? What's next, I guess?
Yeah.
What for this element?
Yeah. So go to the step 1. So that step 2 is the super exciting moonshot of allowing every holder to get a 1 of 1 of their tar head and build a pipeline into Decentraland, which that is another paving the way thing, isn't it?
Oh yes, yeah. That's new tech right there, and I believe the only other groups that I'm aware of doing that are is it the cannabis? Is it Cabana Club?
The stoner looking dudes?
Yeah. Those guys. They're doing it, and I believe it's Bored Ape
Cannabis Club.
Crypto Cannabis Club. Yeah, those guys. They are doing it, and I believe Bored Ape Yacht Club are doing it as well. Both of those projects have been announced. I haven't just ruined it. But yeah.
They have the one-on-ones. They have the one-on-ones, or they have the heads.
It's going to be one of ones. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I know Clever Girls did like the raptor heads, which look pretty cool on there.
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's going to be like the second wave. But what we've done here is it's just the proof that we can do it, and I think that was this is kind of like for me, and I hope you guys see this as well. This is like the beginning of something, because this is your window. This is the window of being your TARS inside the metaverse. And what we're able to do going forward is, it's whatever you can imagine, as long as we've got the technical know-how. So we're talking, am I able to talk about hypotheticals here, Traxy, or is this a no-go?
The problem with hypotheticals, so Malloy pitches a lot of stuff. But
Mm.
it doesn't mean that I say yes to it for a lot of different reasons. And the problem that I would have with hypotheticals is that I won't have time to explain
Yeah,
to
gotcha.
everyone why we say no.
Yeah, no,
So
absolutely fine.
it'll seem like I said no to a great idea, but there may be some reasons that I can't explain to people. But
No,
we can talk
100%.
about the claim process and step one, which is these model heads.
Yep.
Yeah, so with the 5 figureheads, there is going to be a mint site. And the mint site has been worked on. The artwork was done by my development partner, and he's done a kick-ass job. And then the functionality side, the development of that site, has been done by the dev team that I work with. And I've seen a work in progress of it, and I think you guys are going to be blown away. It's absolutely crazy. I'm not gonna say much more about the mint site, but I think you are gonna love it. But there's also more to what we're doing with the stage 1. We're also going to be releasing a cinematic trailer, and it's just a little thing. It's just an introduction, but I've got some really cool assets to show you guys there as well. So as you can see, if you can imagine, like eventually in Decentraland, you're just running around, you've got all the different tars. Oh. Like, this is just so sick. Like, imagine, if you guys were there at the Metaverse Festival, all of these tars, all of us just running around, it's gonna be wild. Like, we just rock up. Hopefully, I can't put on my Vogu jacket, but here we go. It's just sick. Yeah, I'm super stoked, and I hope you guys are too. So let me just go on to talk about the cinematic that we're going to have coming out with it.
Before we get into that, I just want to talk about the actual mechanics behind the claim, because I think that's sort of.
Ooh, oh, we're doing this now. Okay, all right, yeah, cool. Oh, I wasn't aware. All right, here we go.
Okay. So,
all right, let's do it, guys.
Yeah. So we haven't really hammered down the. Well, we know how many are being minted, correct? Because we have.
Yes.
We just don't know. So our goal for this first drop is to make these available, the 4 or 5, core model line heads, like this Cowway, the Ongo, the Patrician. We want to make those available for free to anyone that owns a Vogu. And then because of the way that Decentraland works, you mint these as items, right? So what are the sizes that we have to do?
So the different rarities, you can get them, I believe, uncommon, which is around 100,000, up to unique 1, and they kind of just break down in the power of 10. So it's kind of like 1, 10, 100, 1,000. And then there's 5,000, and then 10,000, etc. There will only be 1,000 Cowway mint. There will only be 1,000 of these. And the Vogu, the tars that you hold, that will be able to redeem this will be the right sensor Cowway vibes, and you will get this for free if you own a Cowway vibes.
So the only way, so all of them, you'll be able to choose which head you want. So Patrician, Centurion, whatever. Now Patricians, I think we're also going to do at 1,000 mint, so they're going to be first come, first serve, right?
Yeah.
And then how many are the other ones? The
other ones, yeah, they're going to be in the 5,000 realm.
Okay. So all of the other monoline heads will be in the 5,000 realm. So obviously that's more than Vogu holders. So they're going to be available for purchase for mana in the store after the claim period is over, so that anyone else who doesn't want to own a Vogu but thinks they're cool or can't afford a Vogu will be able to just buy the monoline head. But these Cowway vibes being the coolest ones, personally speaking, maybe some people disagree, but that's good. These will only be claimable for free if you own a Cowway vibe Vogu.
Yeah, that's it's wild. It's awesome and wild. But there's also the other traits that we're going to have them redeemed upon, and that'll be based on the quantum cores, because those are the ones that harbor, the closest resembling trait numbers for the holders. So if you have a core quantum core, you will receive a core helmet, and if you receive, if you have Ongo, you'll get Ongo, etc. So yeah, if you have a Cowway or a runtime meter, we were thinking we need to come up with a solution for this. So this isn't set in stone. We could do a random allocation based on the other available heads. So it'll be kind of a bit of a lottery which ones you get, and those are the solutions that we're thinking of. But I was thinking, Traxy, it'd probably be best if we get this written up in a nice kind of announcement document so that people can know. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, so we're teasing it a little early because we haven't figured out the complete mechanics of who gets what when and if you get to pick or who gets this. We know for a fact that you have to own a Kawaii Vibes right sensor in order to get Kawaii Vibes. For the other ones, we're still working on the fairest distribution and the best way to do it, but you will be getting one for free.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, cool.
So is that based on so I heard a couple things mentioned there, the right sensor as well as the quantum core. Did you say which one it's based off of?
It's just the right sensor for this one, the right sensor.
Yeah, for the Kawaii Vibes, that's based off the right sensor. We still are up in the air on how we determine who gets the others. We still need to figure out how can we do it technically. Can it be an option? Can it be a lottery? So we're still going to decide. We'll put out a little, obviously, like Malloy said, we'll put out a document that explains it once we come to a proper conclusion of how to do it.
Currently, the quantum core is just like the easiest potential route that has a resemblance to the different models. That's what
understood.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so this is phase one. It's going to be the 5 model lines. They're going to be not airdrop, but claimable by all Vogu holders for free. And if you have multiples, then I think it's fair to say that you have the prerogative. It's your prerogative to sell those on the market. And I think that's one of the craziest things. This is the best things that we're giving this opportunity to the Vogu holders. I myself won't be selling them because I've just got enough to cover the different varieties. But I think that's an important note for the Vogu holders.
Yeah, these are also your babies. I wouldn't want to give
Yeah, they are my babies. I'm very attached to these. I think I've become more attached because you didn't let me share them so early. But yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
An amazing job with them, Malloy, and they just look.
Thank you so much.
So well done.
I would like to take this opportunity to actually thank the people that I work with because I am just an artist, and it takes multiple people with different disciplines to bring these things together. So thank you so much, Atlas Corp. And if there are any people looking to develop anything, please look up Atlas Corp. You can find them in the Decentraland Discord, and you can find them on Twitter as well. And if you want to know, all chain development stuff, just hit me up and I'll refer them to you as well. I'm also working with a phenomenal animation team. They're also from Decentraland. And how amazing is it to be in this space, in the NFT space, and just be able to have a conversation with someone for a day, and then it spur into a collaboration to build things like this. So, because we've made this Vogu head, we thought, it would be great to give this, a bit of a punch when we launch them. So we're going to work on a cinematic with this amazing animation team. They're called Sparkle Studio, sorry. And they are flourishing in the Decentraland space right now, making amazing wearables. And they're also incredibly experienced animators. And check this out. This is the Kawaii Vibes head. Let's have a little look. Here we are. Look at this. It's just wild. I've already seen the frames for the little cinematic. I think you guys are going to be super impressed. These guys are amazing. And then on top of that, they've also put together, look at this, like a little drop pod. How else are they going to arrive in Decentraland? Super dope. And then here we are, one of my favorites.
Yeah, I love this.
It's going to be wild. It's going to be so wild. I'm so stoked.
Amazing.
Yeah, so all of this, guys, came around being in the NFT space, being around Decentraland, having conversations. And I think that's one of the craziest things about this space. And I think that's why we all love it, really. But yeah, super stoked for you guys to see what we have cooking because it's gonna be crazy. I think that's about it for what I want to show. I'm scared to minimize this just in case I show something that I don't want to just yet. But yeah, I think now would be a great time for questions if any questions are brewing.
Yeah, type them up into to voice chat. We'll kind of virtual raise your hand.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just raise your hand in voice chat. That works best. So we don't get some commotion if anybody has any questions or comments.
Yeah, and I mean, on behalf of the team and the community.
When?
Yeah. Still working on the when. the cinematic, when that drops, that's going to have the dates. So like the next update, which will be when, will be the cinematic. But I would say it's probably not. The cinematic might drop in January, but our goal is February. I would say, Malloy, correct?
I would love to have all of this wrapped up by Mac. This is latest, first week of February. First week latest.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So our goal would not be any later than February for this.
100%. Ooh.
Good question, because we did not talk about that.
No, we didn't. Is there any way? Ooh. Okay.
You know, that's a good question. What other platforms? What is the file type that the head would be? I guess would be the
So
question.
the file type is actually a very diverse file type. It works across many different platforms. The only thing is, I love the way they look in Decentraland, and it took the research and development path to get it to look that way. However, the way that we've come up with that solution, it uses Decentraland shaders, so it's very particular to Decentraland. However, the system in which we have created in order to create those modular assemblies, it wouldn't be too much of a drastic, shift to have these work with other things like AR, VR, and that kind of stuff. It would take a bit of work, but yeah, quite a smooth transition, I believe.
Good question. Good question.
Awesome.
No worries, bud. Yeah.
I feel like a lot off your chest, Malloy. Finally, to.
Yeah, I feel. I hope people like it. Really, like I'm just. Not that I'm fishing for compliments.
I think it'll be great too to
get. You deserve it. But it's funny.
Out into DCL,
Yeah, 100. It's wild because I know we don't want to talk about hypotheticals, but I think this is the most plainest thing that we can agree on. Cheers, guys. Is the fact that if you own a TARS or a Decentraland TARS, it means that you only have access to things that we build, like the land that we build on. You would need a TARS helmet to go there. It's an exclusive. It'll be an exclusive experience. So it's kind of like it's the window. It's the window into the future of the Vogu experience inside Decentraland. But yeah, have to apologize. I'm losing my voice because it's like 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I guess that's a good spot to hit. Is like it's.
I mean,
it opens.
We've only revealed this to 50, close friends at this point. And I think when the general market starts to see the quality that these are and what's gone into it and our cinematic comes out, it's really going to blow people away. So like I think hopefully now there's 50 of us that are excited, before there was 5.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So after the initial release, Scotch is asking of the 1-to-1 versions, very, very, very broad time frame. Is that something that we expect? Yeah, like we get the 5 editions.
I will be very candid. The one of ones requires the development team to create every single trait, every single sort of component trait based on the generative. All of the traits of Vogu basically, I'll have to recreate them.
200 or something traits. So.
Yeah, and I have done some. I've done some rough estimations because I do not only am I a curator, I also work as a professional 3D artist for a lot of private clients. I have a lot of private clients, but when I get the time, I believe it will take me a month. It'll take me 1 month to smash out all of those components so that we can run around with our unique one of ones. But like I said, it will take me a month to make them. But when I start that development process, I don't know just yet because I have a lot on my plate. But I can't wait to start.
To butt in, we're also looking. This is one of the reasons that the high res files are backed up, is because we have a lot of what we call hidden traits. So we may have, if you have like a core sensor, there may be 4 different versions of that core sensor, and we don't have the unique. We'll just say a unique identifier to easily read the metadata and know exactly what core sensor that is. And the only way that we can do that is through visual AI learning and putting every picture through AI and saying, okay, I've identified the right trait. So it's very, very difficult to just match up metadata to what the image actually looks like. There's the potential workaround that I think we're just going to go with. I'm working with actually a local university in San Diego to potentially find some AI and data learners to try to tackle the problem themselves. It's like a semester project for them. So that'll be exciting if we can get that, but that's going to take a little bit. And the other option is just that every core sensor looks like one thing. We pick one core sensor and that's what it looks like. So there's a couple workarounds, but it's just there's things that we have to decide on. And then Malloy is sweating and drowning.
I will be free soon.
Yeah,
I will be free soon.
So.
Yeah. Honestly, guys, like this is a labor of love. Like I love the Vogu, and I want to bring experiences. I want to bring value as well. I want to bring value to the holders, and so it's not a question of if; it's just a question of when. And I will keep you guys posted when I'm going to be starting stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and we won't have to hide that because.
Woo!
Yeah.
Awesome. No, thank you so much, Traxy, and thank you, Freelon, for organising this. It's wow, like it feels good. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, it's all recorded as well, so here in the near future, we'll have a recording up for other community members to give it a listen and watch and kind of get an idea about what's going on. So that'll be out there.
Amazing.
And Awkward's asking if hype clothing assets in DCL. Yeah, it's something that we're talking to them with to maybe pick one of the designs that we have and doing in the metaverse. They have some other projects that we're helping them on that's like just them. So we may help them just do that. So it's really like that's I've been pushing for months just to get the physicals. So the digital part of it will come second, but I'm just focused on getting the samples and everything for our main stuff. But yeah, it's a possibility.
I'm just reading the comments. You guys killing me with kindness. I can't believe it. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I hope to do everyone proud. It's yeah, and if you guys have ideas. Yeah, if you guys have ideas, please send them my way. I can't confirm, we can't, accept everything, but, it's all fuel for the fire, and I want this to be a community felt thing, so, yeah.
We'll let Morris type, he's important.
I wanna jump in here and say that these look amazing, like, so
Thanks,
good.
dude. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Malloy. Thank you for coming on here, answering some questions. Kind of explaining to everyone why this isn't a straightforward process and why this is kind of forerunning and creating some really new things for Decentraland, which is a giant metaverse and a huge player. So for us to be at the forefront of metaverse technology and creation is really exciting. And to see you put together one of the best looking assets within Decentraland for a project like ours, it's super exciting, and we're glad to have you along for the ride and on the team. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Truly humbled. Love it. Thank you so much, guys.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Have a good Saturday.
Big love, everyone.